Earlier, I spoke to Stephen Roach, a senior fellow at the Paul Tsai China Center from Yale Law School. He tells me what Yellen might achieve on this trip.
Well, I think this trip is part of the ongoing diplomatic dialogue between the U.S. and China that Yellen herself started a little less than a year ago with her mission to Beijing. You know, there's discussion that she's going to raise concerns about China's excess production, overcapacity in a world that has a hard time absorbing that. But I think there's very little in the way of expectations that will achieve much progress. I would prefer that she phrase this in a more constructive tone as opposed to a threatening tone. The flip side of excess capacity is that China has a weak domestic demand, especially internal private consumption, and I would hope that the U.S. Treasury Secretary would use the occasion to stress the long-standing rebalancing imperatives of the Chinese economy that many, including myself, have been stressing for over 15 years.
And Yellen hinted that the surge in China's exports of electric cars and solar panels and batteries was creating a problem at a time when the U.S. has invested heavily in reviving its own manufacturing sector. Do you think it's because she is trying to her statements in favor of the U.S. only?
Well, look, she is a leading, if not the leading, spokesman for the official view of the U.S. economy, and manufacturing-led growth is a major emphasis of the Biden administration, and any bumps in the road on the path to manufacturing-led revival will be countered by political statements like this. But, you know, China's efforts at electric vehicles, solar, and batteries certainly fit the script of dealing with climate change that the U.S. and other developed countries are very much in favor of. So there's a little bit of hypocrisy here in that point of view.
Yellen also says she wouldn't rule out the possibility of trade barriers. So do you think that China and the U.S. can afford to have an escalated trade war, which started in 2018?
Well, the tariffs of the Trump administration have surprisingly remained intact during the Biden administration. I think that's too bad. The tariffs, I think, do damage to both nations, and I don't think they can be justified on economic terms. They draw their support from political positions of the Trump administration that have been embraced by the Biden administration. And personally, I think the sooner they are reduced, the better, but we do not seem to be going in that direction.